The courtroom was still. So still, you could hear the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. The judge had just lifted the gavel, ready to announce the verdict. The prosecutor leaned forward. The defense attorney gave a side glance to his client, a man whose life now hung in the balance. And then, bam! The double doors slammed open with such force that the entire room flinched. A flurry of motion entered the room. It was a canine unit, a massive German shepherd, muscles rippling under his tan and black coat. He dashed past security, past the stunned gasps of the audience, and straight toward the defendant's table. The room froze. The judge shouted, the bailiff tried to intercept, but the dog wasn't stopping. He leapt, with all his strength and joy, into the arms of the man who, moments ago, looked like he had nothing left to live for. And in that moment, nothing else mattered. Not the courtroom, not the trial. Just a man and a dog, reunited. If you believe in the power of kindness, second chances, or the loyalty of animals, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with a friend, and subscribe to Positive Tales. Your support helps us spread real, powerful stories that the world needs to hear. 2 months earlier. Jackson Hale had stopped counting the days. Prison does that to you. Time slows, then disappears. He'd been behind bars for almost a year, arrested for attempted burglary. The world outside labeled him a criminal. But to Jackson, the truth was far more painful. He was once a proud father, a loving husband, and a decorated army medic. But war had changed him. And when his wife passed away in a car accident, leaving him alone to raise their daughter, Lily, he crumbled. He tried everything: odd jobs, construction work, security shifts overnight, but it was never enough. When the factory laid him off, Jackson found himself days away from losing their apartment. His daughter needed food. The heat was already off. The nights were freezing. So, one desperate night, he broke into a liquor store, not for cash or alcohol, but for diapers, milk, and baby food. A silent alarm brought the police within minutes. He didn't resist. He only asked one thing: please, call my mother. My daughter's alone. No one listened. Jackson's mother took custody of Lily, but his bond with her was shaken. He wasn't just in prison, he was in exile from his own life. One day, a counselor approached him with a clipboard. "There's a canine training program," she said. "You get to train rescue dogs. It's hard work. But it helps some of the guys cope." Jackson didn't believe in anything anymore. But something in her voice, or maybe the idea of helping someone more broken than him, it lit a flicker inside him. He signed up. And that's when he met Titan. Titan was a mess. A big, beautiful German shepherd with dead eyes and a soul full of trauma. Rescued from an illegal dogfighting ring, he bore scars down his back and across his ears. Every time someone came near, he growled. When they tried to feed him, he snarled. No one wanted to work with him. Too dangerous. Too damaged. But Jackson saw himself in that dog. He didn't try to force a connection. He'd sit outside Titan's cage every day, just reading aloud or talking softly. He told stories from his childhood. He told Titan about Lily, how she used to sleep with a nightlight and always asked for pancakes shaped like hearts. He talked until his throat was dry and his heart was open. And one morning, something changed. Titan walked to the front of the cage and sat down. From there, their bond deepened. Slowly, cautiously, but beautifully. Jackson trained him with patience. He taught him to sit, to track, to trust. And in return, Titan gave Jackson a reason to wake up every morning. A friend. A reflection. A silent promise: you're not alone anymore. Just as Jackson began to believe in himself again, reality struck. His lawyer called him in. The prosecutor isn't budging. No plea deal. They want to make an example. Jackson felt the walls closing in. He knew what that meant. Years more in prison. Missing Lily's birthdays. Missing her life. His only comfort was Titan, who now obeyed every command and rested with his head in Jackson's lap during off hours. But Titan was about to graduate. He had passed every K-9 certification exam and was being transferred to a police department across the state. The program director called it a success story. But for Jackson, it felt like losing his heart all over again. Trial day. Jackson wore the same gray suit he'd been arrested in, pressed and cleaned by the prison laundry. His hands shook. His lawyer gave a tired nod. Lily sat in the back, holding a teddy bear her father had sent her on her 9th birthday from prison. The courtroom felt like a tomb. The prosecutor described Jackson as a repeat offender, a man who broke the law knowing the consequences. They didn't mention his daughter. Or the eviction notice. Or the cold nights with no heat. Then Jackson was asked to speak. He took the stand and said softly, "I didn't want to steal. I was trying to save my daughter from the same kind of hunger I knew as a child. I failed. I know that. But I'm not a bad man. I'm just a father who lost his way." A few jurors looked down. Just as the judge prepared to ask for the verdict, the bailiff whispered something urgently in his ear. Then, bam. The courtroom doors flew open. Titan charged in. No leash. No muzzle. Just pure instinct. Gasps echoed as the massive German shepherd sprinted through the aisle, locked eyes on Jackson, and jumped straight into his lap. Licking his face. Whining. Nuzzling. The judge demanded an explanation. A deputy, breathless, explained that Titan had escaped during a demonstration at the courthouse. The new handler shouted commands, Titan ignored them all. He'd heard Jackson's voice during testimony, even from outside the building, and followed it. And just like that, everything changed. The jury deliberated for only 20 minutes. They returned with a verdict of not guilty. The courtroom was stunned. But it wasn't legal arguments that swayed them. It was Titan. His loyalty, his instinct, his refusal to leave Jackson's side. Because animals don't fake loyalty. They love with their whole being. And in Titan's love, the jurors saw Jackson's truth. After the trial, Jackson's record was sealed. The judge praised his transformation. Titan's police department, moved by the courtroom incident, allowed Titan to be formally adopted by Jackson. He's yours, they said. Where he belongs. Jackson now works full-time with K-9 rehabilitation programs, helping other inmates reconnect with hope. Lily and Jackson are together again, building a life out of shattered pieces. And Titan? He sleeps at the foot of Lily's bed every night, never more than a few feet away from the people he chose as family. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of the power of second chances, of silent loyalty, or of how one life can change another, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, subscribe to our channel Positive Tales, and comment below what this story made you feel. Special request, comment one word that describes how this story made you feel: love, healing, faith, redemption, anything. Let's light up the comments section with emotion.